Hello and welcome to this live stream. How are you all doing tonight? Welcome Mr. Twallafart, Major Geeks, Agent Zero, Mr. Federals, Duvel, Belly Button Stuffer, which is a great name, Slime McButtface, Weatherby, Kangi, thank you for the 56 months. Wait a minute. Who the bloody hell gave out 10 subs anonymously 11 hours ago? Like, what? You know, sometimes people give subs, that happens. Slime is known to be doing that sometimes. But they always do it on stream. Not when I'm not online. 11 hours ago was 6 AM. No, 8 AM. I got one of the subs last night. Were you the one who posted that in the Discord server? Because someone posted in the Discord server that they randomly got... Yes, that was you. Same name. Why? Who did that? I mean, they're anonymous, so... I mean, right before that, someone called Matt Skill followed me, also 11 hours ago. So maybe it's them, maybe not. Odd. I mean, I'm grateful, sure, but odd. Also, thank you for the 51 months, Major Geeks. Maybe someone was drunk or high and watching your videos and wanted to thank you for a good time. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, unless they tell, we'll never know who it was, because it says anonymous gifter. But yes, do thank you, friend stranger. Anyway, tonight we are going to play Spiteful Spires by Lurker, which is said to be an expert level scenario. I've seen it. It looks nice. Now the question is, where is it? Probably in the expert parks. There it is. A harsh landscape is yours to turn into a large park. However, the area's bad reputation prevents advertising and makes guests harder to make happy. You have to have at least 2,300 guests in your park at the end of October year 4 with a rating of at least 600. Hey, good evening Max, welcome. Right, so we can't advertise and harder guest generation is on. You know, harder to make happy is not really a thing, but it just means harder guest generation, I'm assuming. I don't know what else that could be. The water doesn't look healthy. Well... This is just Leafy Lake, isn't it? That looks extremely similar to Leafy Lake. This is just green Leafy Lake. I mean, there's not the whole river that spawns out of Leafy Lake is not there, but with the willows, it looks very Leafy Lakey. Because it's the same trees. 100 points penalty to park rating. Yes, that's the harder park rating. Well, we'll start with the merry-go-round. We're used to that. Ta-da! Ta-da! So, these are the spires, by the way. Those are the spires that are spiteful. Ooh, and we got a castle. Lovely. Well built. And... in the original RCT, probably a puffing nightmare. Here, I'm sure it'll be fine. One problem with the green water, no natural duck generation. What? There should be ducks. I mean, not necessarily now, but... Or do they not... Like, surely it only alters the color. You know, I've made a video about ducks. Perhaps I discovered in that video that ducks do not spawn on different colors of water. I don't remember. So, maybe some of you know better than I do. Duckify Park. I kind of want to wait for a bit to see if we get any ducks naturally. So I'll wait for a bit. And then I'll do that. You mentioned that ducks only spawn on natural and pink water. Did I now? I don't remember. You can select when you make a pallet whether or not to let ducks land on the water. Really? So then it's indeed a thing. Well, in that case, might as well. Okay, that does work. Ducks should improve the happiness. I don't know about you, but I get extremely angry when I see ducks, so that wouldn't work for me. We're already gonna be naming rides. I see. Oh, they won't land. Well, we'll see. We've got a few faster flying ones, but these faster flying definitely won't land because they couldn't find a suitable spot. These ones should land, maybe not, maybe they do. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, these are closer, I think. I mean, perspective is, but surely they are. I mean, yeah, this is a hell of a lot closer to the edge of the Zardos. Pirate style! Okay, call the merry-go-round the Build-A-Pony-Go-Round. Are you just going to keep doing Lord of the Rings references? There we go. Build-A-Pony-Go-Round. I do enjoy that. It seems like they're indeed not landing. Oh no, never mind, they are. They very much are landing. I'm glad you know the best Lord of the Rings character. I mean, who could ever forget Build-A-Pony? He's the best character in the world. Also the sexiest. Okay, we'll start with a nice classic stand-up coaster. This is probably a bad idea monetarily, but I don't give a hoot. It's only because Tom Bombadil isn't in the movies. Tom Bombadil isn't sexy, he's hot, which is different. Maybe something happened behind the scenes with OpenRCT2 between the publication of the video and now. Maybe. I mean, I don't remember the video anyway. I mean, I remember the video, I don't remember this particular fact. Ooh, 25% loan. Let's take out a loan. That's a good financial idea. Then it's indeed... Now, the pallet determines whether or not they spawn, but if you force them, they'll behave as normal. That does make more sense. Because allowing them to spawn, but not allowing them to land... I mean, it could happen, sure, but it's less logical. No, other way. Let's do this so we can go under there. That is not a good idea, that turn there. Instead... Okay, I'm just gonna reroute the path a bit. Right. Now I'll do it. It's not the prettiest coaster I've ever built, but it'll do. Okay, we charge for the entrance. Well, we're already already been able to charge at least, well, yeah, kind of by definition. Let's do 25. The stand-up has to be done testing first, though. Okay, never mind. That has to be on the other side. Thought for a second you were gonna bust out a 2-tile path. I would never. It's not because they're bad, it's just because they're less optimal. I mean, it's more that it just doesn't come naturally to me, building making my paths 2 tiles wide. And in this park, that might also as well be a decision made to help me out, because this park does not seem so easy. Now, of course, I don't know until I've actually played it, which is why I'm currently playing it, to see if it's actually difficult, which it does seem to be. Now watch them only do gentle rides. Less than 3, no, they're fine. They can do all. Not this currently, because it's raining, which is a different thing, of course. You know what? We should build some stalls. $20 umbrellas. Do we have cash machines? No. I wonder if we get cash machines. I should put more into funding. Hang on, I'm going to quickly see if we get the cash machine. To see if it's worth going for. I'm just gonna reload after this. Okay, that is absolutely worth going for. So I'm going for it. In real life, what would your intensity and nausea stats be according to RCT logic? My stats as if I was a roller coaster. So if someone would ride me, that depends on the kind of ride that they want. How rich are these fellas? 90, okay, that's quite rich. Guess, I mean, my intensity preference for rides would probably be like 3 and over. It depends a bit, of course. I wouldn't go on a merry-go-round, but I might go on a nice car ride, even though the intensity is very low anyway. Or I might go into a maze, which has incredibly low intensity. So, you can't quite logic it up like that. My nausea tolerance is probably average. Well, maybe high. I don't get sick easily. Can you show the coasters? Oh, we got quite a variety available actually. So yeah, with all this available, we don't really need rides, so going for stalls for the cash machine is perfectly fine. An alpinic coaster. Alright, I'm first gonna build one more flat ride. And then we'll build the alpinic coaster for the build a coaster thing. Channel point reward, thingy-majing. can up this to 30. Because all these rides, every ride is worth at least $6 when it's less than 5 months old. So at the very minimum, these 4 are already worth 24. And the stand-up easily adds 6 to that, so we can easily charge $30 for the entrance. Most of the difference between classic stand-up and RCT2 stand-up is the train that you get. Because you get the RCT1 stand-up train here, which has fewer different sprites available. Although maybe not with the stand-up train actually, but a lot of other variations, like the RCT1 looping train which we get, does not have sloped banked turns, which the RCT2 version does have. That's a lot of the times the difference between the two. The stand-up does not have sloped banked turns in either game. So there might be a little difference. So here we got our toboggan cars. Can we buy land? Yes. Nice. How expensive is it? 10. That's very, very cheap. Okay, but it does mean I don't need to worry too much about building compactly. Because I would like 2300, 4 years. That seems quite small, this park, for that. Oh yes, the ducks can totally enjoy themselves in toxic sludge. They enjoy it even more than non-toxic sludge, because they are little freaks. I'm totally building this the wrong way. This is not what an alpine coaster should be. You know what, let's actually build a proper one, which is more fun. I said along one of the spires. Oh yeah, no, we don't have that. So that's not gonna happen. We need to buy them first, and that's too expensive for now. Because I don't want to take out a loan, that'd be expensive. Right, and there is our alpine coaster. Marcel's alpine coasters are mostly great if he doesn't build them as normal alpine coasters. I mean, this one is a reasonably actually alpine coaster. At least compared to what I usually do. Let's actually not put that many cars on it. I think 24 is plenty. 24 is plenty for. For the one alpine coaster I've built, I went with the 2 stations with 1 entrance setup. Guests board at the top of the hill and the empty cars are sent back up. I would let them board at the bottom, take the car up and then send the empty car down. We haven't tested how toxic the lake really is. Drown a guest. Well, they look like they want to go home. Not quite, they're just a bit tired. Well, die. Please. Thank you. Ta-da! They be dying. We just got the first aid room, which is pretty useful because we got a stand-up coaster. Rainbow colors! Alright. Let's swap out the music to Mystic style. That's pretty nice. New song. It's not new. It's been a while, but I mean it's new to OpenRT2, but it's been added a few years ago. I just don't often change up the music, and since it's an OpenRT2 thing, it doesn't come by default with any ride, and therefore we don't hear it on. So acid style, yes. That's also a new one. Good afternoon, evening, new here. Recently been watching your videos on YouTube, loved playing RCT2 as a kid. Brings back fun memories, especially the Maze of Doom. Welcome, King of the Railroad. Hope you have a good time here. And yes, I do quite like building mazes of doom, or death mazes as I like calling them. I won't be building one in this park though. We need all... Christ, we only have 168 guests? Surely we've had more entries than that. No, not many more. I guess the park rating has only recently been... Yeah, it's been very slowly climbing. Please drink some normal water, not from this park. Well, I can't tell you where I got this water. But I can tell you that I don't know how long I have left to live. Okay, how about the boat hire? The castle station style looks so silly on the boat hire. Okay, before we open this up, I'm going to fence it in. That way they can't get lost. There we go. Do we have anything better available? Ooh, swans. I like that better. And we'll make them blue. Now we'll make them all different colors. Orange. No, not green. We already got water. Pink. Brown. And white. Not your standard color distribution. I should probably build a queue line, but a color distribution nonetheless. Okay, how about a first aid room right here? Actually, I would like to have it opposite the exit. So, there. That should... Oh, we don't have staff. So yeah, currently the ride is broken down. These mechanics gonna drown bad on these rides over water. Well, the chance is relatively small, so they'll probably be fine for a while. Okay. Put some stalls here as well. Now there's another 50 soft guest cap, just this bit here, which is quite useful. How about one of these? Nah. How about the junior over the water? Is it duck season? It's always duck season when I play. We should probably charge more. 50 bucks. The RST1 Junior is superior to RST2. You're probably right. I think it can do the same things but more, with also the steep slopes. It doesn't have an on-ride photo? Okay, well, then not, I guess. So why are all these spires so spiteful? Who hurt them? I hurt them. And don't get me wrong, I did it on purpose. Is it me, or is acid style quite loud? Like, compared to these other musics. I'm honestly getting tired of this. I don't like this music. Organ style, that's much better. Well, I don't need to build TVs, I wanted to build something else, but first, let's enjoy this. There's gonna be one note that I love. That one. It's so dramatic. And I've used it a few times for dramatic moments in my videos. I wanted to build some decoration on here. Like so. Why not? Can you win all the scenarios except like where you have to build coasters with only stalls? You can do empty airfield, but I think you can do ones where you need fewer guests. I don't think you can. Well, one where you have less time. I think those are going to be tricky. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that just a good portion of scenarios is not going to be possible. Okay, so 3 top spin next to each other, each with a different mode. That's a good idea. The reason, by the way, that you can do empty airfield is that, well, actually you can only do it in vanilla, because OpenRCT2 patched that, but is that you can overflow the park rating in empty airfield. You can get so many lost guests if you just trap guests in your park and advertise as hard as you can, that eventually the park rating will be at minus 32,000. No, minus 56,000. No, 32,000. And then it will underflow back to the maximum of 999. So, in that case, it's possible. But if you need less, if you have less than 4 years to get all the guests, you can't get enough guests to get your park rating low enough. And then it's not possible. Wait, the boat hire boats are still getting lost? How? I mean, yeah, they can't ever get in again. How did they ever get out there? Did they get pushed out there by someone or something? Call the top spins Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May. Alright, I first need to actually give them their different modes. Now, we all know that the most intense is Richard Hammond. Middle is Jeremy Clarkson, and least intense is definitely James May. Yeah, the hamster has been upside down a lot. He knows how to be intense. You know what we can do? We can start this as icy blue. And then just keep making it darker. I first assumed they were all rock stars, but then I realized I confused one of them with Brian May. You know, I had actually briefly the idea to say I'm not gonna name it James May, but then name it Brian May instead, but decided against this for some reason. Okay, maybe the red looks better. I wasn't entirely happy with the difference between the two lightest blues. Yes, this looks better. Have you watched Clarkson's Farm? No. Only like 3 or 4 clips of it on YouTube. One of them is the clip where he goes, egg. Where he gets an egg. Okay, well, that will attract like 150-ish, don't know exactly how much Topspin gives, extra guests. Which is very nice. We're making decent money. Okay, I'm gonna charge 60 now. Now, I've only seen 90 guests. I don't know if that's the max. Oh, 110. Well, maybe we did not need the cash machine at all then. 110, damn. 80, okay, so 80, 90, 100 or 110. Have you ever tried to complete a vanilla game mode without ever hiring a mechanic? I have considered trying that. Well, I mean, it's not particularly difficult. Just rebuild the ride when it gets broken down. It's not even that expensive. I have considered doing that for a video, but never did it. That was not just mechanics, by the way. That was just, can I beat the game without staff? I loaded up Vanilla RST2 and it looks so pixelated and compressed compared to Open RST2. Yes, it does indeed. Open RST2 is great with all the modern resolution support that it provides. By the way, we cannot build a chairlift. We have it available, and well, we can build it, but we cannot open it. There's currently a bug in Open RST2. Introduced a week ago. That means that you can't open chairlifts because the game thinks that it's not starting and ending at the station, even though it is, and therefore you can't open it. Maybe that's the next YouTube video. No, my next YouTube video is roughly a 44-minute essay about the history of the longest ride in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Well, 1 and 2. That chairlift bug, by the way, should be fixed pretty soon. I mean, it seems like an important bug that they'll fix soon enough. That's why you don't use the dev versions. Yeah, you do run into a risk like that, which, you know, it happens. An entirely useless reverser turntable. You know what, let's actually put one there. That one will be useful. And we can have a photo section here. What map is this? I remember a green goo, but can't remember what it's called. It's Spiteful Spires, which is a custom scenario. Okay, we got the cash machine. I don't need any more stalls. Let's go other stuff. Got plenty of theming as well. We got a lot of rides available. 80 entry fees. I'm not sure if I can charge 80 yet. Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, no, I definitely can. Like, these are all worth 10 each, the coasters. Even more, but at least 10. And the top spins are also like 8 each. But I don't think I want 80 entry fees, because then people that pay everything can start going home immediately. So I'm going to leave it on 75, so that they have a chance to use a cash machine before they want to try to go home. We have paid off our loan. What's our sold guest cap? Surely that is... yeah, 832, that's plenty. You know what, we could probably use some more bins. But with just $5 they'll buy a map and then go home. Well, they won't immediately go home. You know, when they are under thresholds to go home, then every 12 seconds there's a roughly 5% chance that they actually want to go home. But they will also seek out cash machines. And there's also a cash machine that they have a good likelihood of bumping into. Let's just see what happens. Oh, that guy's got 80, well. He's in the park. Heading for cash machine 5. Just immediately. And... wait, he didn't use it? What? That's cash machine 5. How did he not use it? What happened? There's no capacity. Okay, he's heading for cash machine 5 again. Happiness too low to use an ATM. Maybe. Hang on. Let's quickly take a peek at the code. Cash. Machine. Their energy is under 80. That's not the case. Oh. Yes. If there's a chance that they don't use it if they're not super happy. Guests don't get into the park super happy, so them using at the start is actually probably just gonna distract them. They're just gonna be walking around constantly trying to use the ATM and failing. Which is also kind of funny. And at least they're not going home at that point. I mean, at some point they are, because they can't find, they're not having gone on a ride. We'll be fine. We're above, we're ahead of schedule anyway, so we're doing well. Hey, the ducks are leaving. Hey, where are my ducks going? I don't want them to leave. Jet Hammond has broken down. Has he gotten into a crash again? Did he get upside down again? Okay, well, no queue line for that bastard then. Doesn't deserve it anyway. No sir, you are too angry, I won't help you like that. And that's what the ATM says. I mean, it's getting Well, it's only gotten 12 users so far. It's not being that popular. You know, we can probably get away with charging more for this. How could you give him a car? You knew he would crash that. Because it's funny seeing Hammond crash. Although he's not the only one that had big crashes. James May had a relatively big one in Scandinavia as well. Two crashes. What's the other big one that James made? When he went into the ice. With this Evo. I think the car was the Evo, right? I've never actually watched that film. I've just seen clips on YouTube. To be honest, that goes with me and most of Top Gear, because I definitely did not watch Top Gear when it was on TV. So I only watched it many years later in on YouTube. I've never seen an ATM that charges money to withdraw. Yeah, no, I haven't either. To be honest, I've rarely used an ATM. Last time I used an ATM was a few years ago, and that wasn't even because I needed money at that point. It was just that I wanted to have some money in my wallet, some cash, just in case at some point I would need it. And that does happen sometimes when either, you know, maybe it's possible that the card machine doesn't work or something like that. Or you go to Germany, that's also possible. So I always have like 100, 150 euros on me, just in case. Name a rider of your choice. What are you gonna name? Cinema is still closed. It is. Thank you. Dig a 4x4 square, build a flying salters, call it a mosh pit and put Rockstar 3. That is not what that channel point reward is for. That's name a ride of your choice. Not make Marcel build a ride of your choice and name it. Hang on, I'll just ask Google. See if cash machines are allowed to cost money. Let's just see. The Rabobank, what do they say? Okay, so if you use a Geldmaat, which is the most popular, most common cash machine in the Netherlands, as far as I know, it's free. If you use any other kind of cash machine, you pay 81 cents whenever you withdraw money. And if you withdraw coins, you pay 7 euros plus 50 cents per coin roll. Whatever a coin roll, or a roll of coins, probably. What happens when I redeem the look at me I'm rich? We will all look at you and all at how rich you are. It used to be completely free to use an ATM machine in the Netherlands. Well, it seems to still be mostly free. I mean, 81 cents whenever you take out money is not that expensive. Not that I take out money often. We got an award for being the safest park in the country. Yeah. Oh, look at Kangi, they're rich. Look at their 30,069 points that they now no longer have. They are rich. Even without the queue line, this ride is still full. Because it's got such a low throughput. But how do the boat hires get outside of this space? Like, that shouldn't be possible. They can't get inside of it again. Maybe it's because they like get pushed out by the boats that are departing or something. So I'll give them a bit more space. Like so. Has it got 324 been drowned yet? Oh, did I miss that? Yes. 324. There you go. Good day, my good sir. Drink some water. That is better. Rector Stress, you can still name an actually existing ride if you wish to. We got a swinging inverting ship. I like that. You know what, we should probably do a little bit with some scenery themes, like pagoda, 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 pagoda. Might as well put pagoda style on this. Ta-da! Now, it's pagoda style. We should actually recolor it to be in the same colors. It's pagoda style. Whoa, we are making a lot of money. James May has also broken down. Now it's only waiting until Jeremy Clarkson breaks down and then the entire trio has broken down on camera. Where's a good space for my Ferris wheel? There. It's space themed. Hell yeah. This one can get wooden. $42,069 points is a lot, and I've been watching since lockdown essentially, and that's like a fifth of my point, and that's without spending much at all. You can't have... Oh, you have two... Oh, never... I thought you meant you had a fifth of 42,000, but you have 5 times 42,000. The drink some water, 42,069. Did I drink that water? I think I did, but let's have another sip. Yeah. I have infinity points. Oh, they're still called mini sussy points. Who came up with that and who allowed that? Hey, Neri, willkommen. How was the doing? I'm extremely tired. Well, then you should take some time to relax. You have the Infinity Gauntlet. I do, but only for my own channel, unfortunately. I did not hack Twitch to give me infinite channel points everywhere. Your cat tired? Are your cats being annoying? It's a funny gif. I have not seen that gif. Since when do cats have tires? Pretty sure someone at some point has built a Lego cat with tires. So no harder guest generation. Probably not now. Why did I build a bald piece there? Would this one count for a harder guest generation? No. No, I don't have a single one that would count, so... I don't know. So yeah, it's not on. Oh, we got 27,000 now. That means we can buy a lot of land. Damn, that only cost us 17,000. This stuff's cheap. I sent a GIF to you in DMs. No, I have not seen that GIF. It's a cat in a tire. Yeah, money kind of went bye-bye. This has not updated yet. This is not showing my bad financial decisions yet. But it will. In a day or two. then all hell will break loose. Everyone will think I'm broke. Well, we have already made 3,000 bucks again. We make a lot of money. We're also making quite a lot on just shop sales with expensive t-shirts and hats. Oh, there we go. That's not a good graph. Neither is that. Oh Christ, that is... Ooh, no. Ouch. Luckily this graph is unaffected. Where did it crash? Surely at the end, then. Oh, that tiny hill at the end. Yeah, who thought that was a good idea? Which idiot approved that? You. Surely wasn't me. I'm competent. At least I'm supposed to be. But you know, I'm the CEO of this park, so I am never to blame. We'll just put it on Jerry the intern. He'll be fired, have his life ruined, and we'll be fine. Goodbye, safest park award. Nope, it's still there. That ain't going anywhere. It's a shame there's no deadliest park award. That should also come with a 10,000 euro penalty. In Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 you do get money when you get an award. Although you can also only get the awards only once and then they stay forever. You can still be the safest park with all your rides being crashed. Yeah, it's only like a crash in a recent time frame or something. So, indeed, if they are crashed, it's fine. As long as it happened a while ago and we just forgot. Okay, I'm not sure where I'm going with this maze, to be honest. Just put the exit there, the entrance there, and we'll be fine. This is not the most difficult of mazes. But some guests will still probably manage to get lost in it. Roll out. 64 guests in the maze. Let's see if we actually manage to get at some point 64 guests in the maze. Because that would be pretty amazing. It would have to be really popular for that to happen though. Harpin, yeah, we got the harpin. I like a good old harpin. Even the fountains have green water. How about we name that one Brian Maze? Oh, I like that. Yeah, the Impossible Maze, that was changed soon after I released it. Now there's no clockwise bias anymore, or anti-clockwise bias, whatever it was. In one of my parks I built a maze embedded in the hillside called the Cursed Temple. I'm torn about whether or not I should remove the path to the underground exit and just shunt all the guests who visit it into the void. I mean, that depends on the balance of your park, don't it? Whether you would like to kill people or not. Whether that's, you know, in the benefit of your park. Just actually imagine that though. Imagine going on a ride, the theme park ride, and then when you step out, you suddenly fall into nothing. Well, Tris, what do you want to name this? It's your flying saucers. Mosh pit, sure. You say Rockstyle 3, I have a better idea. Now listen to this. Nice, isn't it? It's more metal style than rock style. This is also one of the new OpenRT2 styles. A dope song interrupted only by the sound of a guest puking. I mean, that's what makes it even better. Dolphins. Because they are metal as hell. And a clock. Hang on, which is the correct direction? It's currently 8. Then Yeah, that is the... Wait, no, all the way around. Why does that not match that? Oh yeah, that image does not do the time. But 10 past 8, this is correct anyway. Yeah, this is good music. Although, I have a feeling it might again be a bit overwhelming. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Because if there's a thing that the original sounds did well, is that they were rarely overwhelming. Candy style is one that pierces through, kind of, though. Hang on, I want to buy a spire. Okay, we can buy only one spire. Okay, now we don't have money for the mine train coaster. Okay, a go-kart is a bit cheaper. Let's build that for now. Because I want to be fancy. Ah, screw your support limits. Now that is a Mario Kart worthy track. Exactly, Rexer, you got it. There we go. Now I need to build more rides because I'm pretty sure we are hitting the soft guest cap at the moment. Yeah, so our income is going down. Well, he made 5,500 in May from park tickets instead of 16,000 as before. More stalls, that will help too, yes. Ooh, balloon stalls. Well, we can make them a little bit more expensive, I guess, but I wanted to do the balloon stalls. 210, why not? Having fun. The way down is more fun. They can take that turn extremely sharp. Even the inner. Also, I should do that. Look at how sharp fast they're taking the inner turn. Those tires have some adhesion. Yes, they do. We should probably make it look a bit better. Okay, that's a lot better. Imagine those lateral G's. They're fine. Nothing wrong with that. They're the absolute tiniest turns possible. Can you show the lateral G's on that? No. It doesn't record them. So that won't work. It's super shuttle loop. Yay! Don't forget the duckies. Oh, someone did duckies. My bad. Right. And we need to name this. Trak Iran! I'm sure this will be safe with the guests in the train. I do think it will. We got a reasonable amount of space left over at the end. Might go a bit further, but it's not like they're on the verge of crashing. And even if they do, then that's a lesson learned. You know, we're doing science. What are the stats? 6.2 excitement, 8.8 intensity, 3.7 nausea. We got 7.2 positive G's, which is quite a lot. That's in the first loop, the speed we need to make it all the way to the end. You're going through this relatively small loop with 100 kilometers an hour. So I understand it might be painful, and I understand your feeling. It's just that I'm deciding to ignore it and not do anything about it. Because that's my right as the CEO of this theme park. But you see, it is popular. How far does it get with guests? Well, we'll see. Looks safe to me. Okay, we have, you know what, I'm gonna build like 2 more flat rides just to give us a bit of a and then we can build my big mine train coaster. I was gonna say a bit of a buffer, and then my English program malfunctions. How about some colors that I don't often use? Like dark green and brown. Now that's a not vibrant color selection. Some path around there. You can currently still very easily see the shape of the park that it had at the start. That's going to change soon though. And I deliberately built with kind of space in between the rides. You know, I have a path in between there. There's a path in between there. Well, it was already there. You know, there's a path here. I have space for a path around here and in between there. That was deliberate. Because I knew I was going to expand later on. Alright, that's another path around. To do some stall stuff here. Got 1600 salt gas cap now. A harpoon with a drop from the top of the spire all the way down. That's going to be interesting. And yeah, profits are up again now that our soft guest cap is up again. It's all very, very important. Now the question is, how do we get up and down the ramp in a nice way? You should very easily get that kind of stuff. The steep lift hills do make this a lot easier. This'll have to do. I mean, even this is gonna be a nightmare. We're gonna need a massive extension. This is just silly. Let me make this a bit better. Yeah, it just goes a bit this way. Yeah, that's reasonable. What speed shall they have on the bottom? Pretty good speeds. If I don't want to break, I'm going to have to let it go on for a while. Just so that they can lose enough speed so that I can take a turn. So that's actually... see how fast it still goes there. Okay, pretty fast. I think we can take a turn here, that should be fine, right? Yes, easily. I'll take a bet on under 10 intensity because of the impossible odds. I'll make a fortune if it's lower. I mean, this will easily be lower than 10 intensity. What are you guys on about? This is not that bad. I've made worse. Those are some high vertical Gs. Yeah, they're fine. Maybe like 6 at most. It helps that you didn't put a steep to flat piece at the bottom. I mean, I did that for a reason. Or did not do that for a reason, I guess. Because, yeah, that would not be a good idea. There we go, this should be fine. Can this coaster type invert? No, no it indeed can't. Imagine a corkscrew with a cart like that though. Thank God for the steep lift hills, that makes this doable. And also makes the lift hill not too long. Nice graphical glitch. I think it has like 9 intensity. It's gonna be pretty high. Let's see. Well, I was wrong. I wasn't far off though. If I just reduce this to 6, will it be fine? Yes. Now, at the time I said that, it wasn't 6 yet. It was still at 6, I had not increased it yet. $65-meter drop, it's fine. Look at all those ducks. It's probably not good for the bitrate. This is a completely ridiculous harpa. And I do want a first aid stall immediately there. Stats 7.84, 9.84, 5.64. They all went in the same number. The chance for that is only 1 in 100. What is the biggest reasonably usable saved coaster design you have? Okay, the absolute biggest I cannot... Well, maybe. No. That's only on the corkscrew coaster. That I cannot show you. The absolute biggest I have costs, I think, 3 million. Wouldn't fit. The biggest reasonable one. Well, I recently deleted a lot of designs because they were in my way. You know, my looping coaster used to have way too many. Now I got just a few that I actually need. I deleted hundreds of track designs, the same track designs that I had. As well as all the saved flat rides, because you know a lot of my saved designs were designs that I needed once. You know, for a video I would make like a cost comparison between different design on a few ride types. I would save that, rebuild it a couple of times, and I would have that as a saved design. Or I would need to build like a couple of fences a bunch of times. So I would save a flat ride, but there's fences, use that, and then 5 years later it's still there, in the way. Well, some you made. Currently I have not much access to rides I made. There's a few. Like that one. That one's not very good. That's a crash. One of the fill cars must have caught up to one of the empty cars. Whoopsie daisy. I made that one. I also made that one. They're not very good. I mean, they're not supposed to be good. They're for different stuff. I made that one, I guess. Any juniors I made? Oh yeah, quite a few. I made that one. I made that one. No, I didn't. Someone else made that. It should be deleted. I made that one. I made that one. I made this one, which is a completely different thing. I made that one. It was very, very good. My best design I currently don't have access to because I don't have the twister coaster. Let's see if we can get it. Was the inverted pan that crashed? Yes, it was, and I've already reset it. Guest Google extender. What form of guest torture is this? Nothing. It doesn't. This is only from tests that ended up not sufficient enough. But big beautiful behind, I have coincidentally built a roller coaster that takes quite a long time, and I'm actually currently running a test. I want to get to the year 100,000, so I'm currently let's make this full screen. Running a test. Let's slow down the game. It will speed 11. So this is just a test to see how many apples are sold. Basically, this thing has sold 128,000 apples. The next one in the chain, which is that one, has sold 696. And the one after that has sold 3. Yeah, funny thing, this says minus 29,000 years. The game can't actually display years. It can save internally years up to like 2 billion or something, to the power 32. But the game itself doesn't go further than 32,000 in displaying it. And I had to actually alter my version. This is a custom version where I altered a few things so that it can actually display years further than 32,000. So we're currently on year 36,000. And I clearly forgot to alter this. I also made it able to do greater speeds. So game set game speed 11. That's what I ran it at. Usually the max is 8, but 11 is times 1024. Well, it doesn't quite reach, that's a bit laggy, but that's a lot faster than times 128, which is the usual max. The speeds actually go up to 16 in that custom version, but 16 it's impossible. Even a completely empty park doesn't run well on speed 13. A key tenet of video game designs: you can never account for the ingenuity of the player when it comes to breaking the game. I mean, the original game just rolled over at 8,192. OpenRCT2 already increased that massively. Looks like 0.5% of the guests get to advance to the next Google layer. There's no advancing. They stay in their own layer. But yeah, 0.5% chance is fairly accurate. You'll see when the video comes out. The video has been fully written, because the coaster is finished. The test that I was running was only on one module. Well, one super module, kind of. The video has been written, but first I need to make a different video. Because there's gonna be a video on the history of the longest ride in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. And then at the end I'll be like, ooh, can it be even longer? Yes, it can. Watch next week to find out. Okay, how about that mine train coaster I wanted to build? A cliffhanger, yes. Because of course the Google coaster needs to be its own video. Also, the Google coaster video on its own is already nearly as long as the history of the longest ride video. The cliff pain is popular. I mean, yeah, of course, who doesn't like pain? Okay, will that be fine? What if the Google coaster is actually the April Fool's video where Marcel explains how to properly search RCT information via Google? No, it is not. I actually completely forgot about April Fool's. Well, that is in 2 weeks. Okay, now that's edging too much. I'm gonna make it slow down a bit before we do the turn. Could design a normal ride for April Fools. I mean, I design plenty of normal rides on my channel, so I don't think that would get the rile out of people that I would like. Make a video about closing parks. I've already done that. Like, if you still don't know how to close your park, I can't help you anymore. Closing rights. I do think the joke is probably a bit played out, that joke. Maybe that could be an interesting video. You know, I'm reading the comment, this park was closed due to health reasons. And I'm thinking maybe that could be an interesting video that's called like, how many laws does Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 parks break? And then you go over all the safety regulations and that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure, for example, that rides without block brakes are against the law. Including the laws of physics. Well, in that video I would only do the actual laws. Let's not talk about workers' right. Fired at any time. Hey, that's just being American. Speed limits in a park. What do you mean? What do you mean speed limits? Rename the inverted Japan coaster to Mount Emesis. What is that a reference to? Food stalls right next to sewer outlets and toilets. Surely food stalls next to toilets is not a violation. Restaurants have toilets. Like, that should be fine. Rides that break your neck, drowning risk, stairs with no railings, unsafe amounts of sugar and salt. I don't know about unsafe amounts of sugar and salt. Emesis is the technical term for puking. Ah. Yeah, I had no idea. Like a scientific term or something. Okay, we're soft guest camping again. But we are very well on our way. And the thing got under 9 intensity still, that's pretty good. Also, hang on. How much faster does this go with guests through the turns? Oh yeah, that's excessive lateral G's. And so is that. Luckily, we tested it without guests, so it's fine. Like, look at this. 2.38 maximum Gs. With guests, it's more than 2.8. I mean, look at that. That's a red. And then there's a red. There's a red. That's with guests. Without guests, it's such a different story. You know what? I wouldn't mind having a few guests go away so that we make more money. So I'm just gonna close the cash machines. We only need 2300 and we still have nearly 2 years. So I'm just gonna close the cash machines. Go full 90 on this. No wait, 80, never mind, 80 is the minimum they spawn with. Could go full 90. Yeah, actually I'm going full 90, that means we turn away a few people, but that's fine, because we'll make more money in the end. Oh yeah, we're getting a vertical drop coaster. I like a good vertical drop coaster. Medium loop. God, the medium loops look so good. They look so wrong on the classic variants. The medium loops? What's wrong with the medium loops on the classic variants? And this is not the classic variant though. No, never mind, it is. We got the RST1 trains. All the new versions, but what's wrong with it? Is it just because the trains don't do the sprites well or something? Not wrong, but authentic. Okay, I see that. I still love the way the medium loop looks though. Okay, that looks wrong. Also, do you like my little valley that I made here, Valder? I made it just for you. Why did you do this to me? I saw what you said. I planned to do this last live stream, but I forgot. So basically, Valder gave someone some info about how to build a nice looking coaster and said, never do this. Always have the tighter one where it goes slower and then the more gradual transition where it goes faster. So I was like, I'll do the opposite. See how he likes it. What's the goal? To get 2300 guests. In 4 years. These kids are impressionable, you know, they learn from you. Well, then they'll learn great things. If you want to build good looking coasters and you're watching me to learn, then you're not doing great. You're not at the right address. I can build very functional coasters. I can't build pretty ones. I mean, I can, but it takes a lot more effort for me. Honestly, I kind of like the way this looks. It looks funny. We're still hearing Rockstyle 4. Like, it's from a ride that ride. It's quite overpowering, isn't it? Although I don't mind it, I like it. You know what is absolutely a deadly sin in my eyes? Doing this with your path. Up, down. Like, that is just horrid. Anyone who does that should be executed on the spot. And the corkscrew medium loop love. Oh, we love it so hard. We love it so very, very hard. What are the stats? 5.62, 6.1, 2.7. That's like quite low actually. I expected slightly higher stats all across the board. Oh well. Oh, yes, I did forget to build an exit. Thank you, Reckless Triss. Everyone update your bingo card. Well, that's what made me realize I must have done something. I don't tend to forget as often as I used to years ago. But it still happens on occasion. This time I got distracted by trying to make Valder feel things. Oh, we got a Duckify Park going on. There we go. All the ducks in the world. The ducks are, you know, of course, slightly green, them being whatever that standard breed of duck is called. They fit quite well with the green water. You both talked about path deadly sins, but I absolutely hate it when there are 4 path piece square. Yeah, like that one I just made there. It's unavoidable if you have a lot of that, you know, zigzaggy paths going on. I mean, I could just remove one of those pieces, but that's effort, you know. Can't wait until we get different ducks. I want a Mandarin duck. There's a boat called the Mandarin Duck Boat from the Wee Wee or TT expansion, one of the two. Probably the Wee Wee ones. Okay, let's build ourselves a vertical drop coaster. Okay, people are running out of money. Good, I want them to go home. I want to go home. Good, sod off. Canada geese. They will be significantly bigger than ducks, right? They're fat, like turkeys. Ah. Yeah, we don't have... I thought they had a quarter loop by now, but apparently not. I will admit though, I do quite like the Arctic animal-themed alternate ride vehicles from Wacky Worlds. Yeah, the seal coaster, for example, and the penguin toboggan, penguin like sled bobsleigh thing, they're pretty good. It's unfortunate that the pre-builds literally crash. Now the seal coaster is fine, the pre-builds just suck ass. The polar bear ones, that one crashes. Well, one of them at least. Bear circle. I love putting big circles in it, like this one. It's got a bit ugly, but it still works. From this angle, it looks really good. This thing is expensive. And we're not making much money. Oh Christ, not at all. Okay, I'm gonna have to spam a few cheaper rides. Open them already. Yeah. The most profitable ride and with highest excitement rating in my Mega Park project is the vertical drop coaster. It very often is the most profitable ride. It is kind of just an overpowered ride, really. Okay. We'll make one of them orange. The next one can be blue. The next one will be pink. After that we'll have green. Now yellow. And then green. There we go. Colors! The trains are also extremely compact due to them being 6 wide. On a relatively short station you can have a very high capacity. And that is just incredibly strong. Except for the surprisingly low ride bonus value. I mean, 95 is not that low. There are not many roller coasters that give more. It's mostly low because the Twister coaster has 120 and it uses the same track type. Like if I go to the full list, then what gives more is the Giga, the Twister, the Wooden, Corkscrew, Flying, Inverted, Laydown, and Multi-Ding. And it's on par with the vertical or with the looping coaster. Also, the LSM and hybrid coaster give more, but yeah, those are nice to do things. Yeah, I mean 95 does seem low. Not absurdly low, but low. Not as low as the Fart Line. Yeah, the Fart Line gives 35. And that is ridiculous. Got 2300 soft gas cap now, we're fine for a while. Let's head back to the station. God, that end is terrible. I love it. Oh, it's so awful. That like that unbanking and rebanking tiny turn S-bends. It's awful. Oh, it's terrible. Love it. Bump. If you just give them no waiting time, they will bump into each other with the halting brake for drop. Honestly, I think I managed the speed throughout this pretty well. Apart from that ugly bit at the end. Which I could fix, but whatever. god, the thing is bright, and I'm not even using the brightest colors possible. I quite like this design. Yeah, 7.71 excitement, that's pretty good. Is that the highest in the park? No. Mount Emesis has a higher excitement. It used to be only 7.84, but then I built another coaster through it, which gave another 2900, which is pretty good. Let's just check the top speed with guests. 128 I saw briefly. Yeah, the top speed here is only 123, which came from when we tested it with empty guests. The hardline has a pretty big difference. That's also why it crashed when one full car caught up to an empty one. That wasn't the best of ideas, shall we say. Oh, we actually done all the roller coasters. How about 25 rotations, baby? Now it's got nearly 2 excitement. That's high. Get rotated, idiot. Oh, I love that. I love that meme with the shark. That's a great meme. Make it shark colored. I'm pretty sure some sharks gotta be orange. Right? There's definitely white sharks. I always do block brake, hold for drop. Yeah, I don't really do block brakes very often, but that's probably a good idea. It does increase capacity if you do a short station. Guys, it looks rather nice there. I would like to eventually buy up all the land. You know what, I'm going to reduce this down to 80. So that we can let everyone in. There isn't a... I believe there is no thought for not being able to afford... Damn, this guy spent nearly everything he had. You know what, I'm also gonna turn on the cash machines again. I don't think there's a thought for not being able to buy your way into the park if you're too poor. Let's just check. Do they think anything? No. There's indeed no thought associated with that. I wonder, do people immediately head for the cash machines? Not quite in the rows, no. They're not that desperate for money. Yet. Right. I'm about to swing and ship. I just love tuning rides for throughput. Having stuff loaded dispatch without hitching anywhere just itches the little model train part of my brain. I love that too. I love a good roller coaster which just always has a train available. It's just that I do it by brute force, and you do it with finesse. Time to play Factorio. I should play that on stream probably at some point. It's still, the park still kind of looks like it's just the lake and then a few bits outside of it. Which I guess is what it is still. I haven't properly managed to fill it up entirely yet, or to change that vibe. No exit for the swing. Did I do it again? I mean, at least that exit is not that important. Where are my swings? There it is. That exit's only really important for the for it to be able to be fixed. Yay, we got an award. That does mean faster guest spawning, so awards are actually worth it to shoot for. Build jellycopters. Okay, we can build it there. I haven't really gotten much into automation games, although a friend has tried to get me into Satisfactory. My brother played Satisfactory once. He said I would like it. He's probably right. Currently I spend way too much time on speed skating stuff. Which is also, you know, it's partly automation. Building databases, being able to generate data automatically. I enjoy automating in like Minecraft, but I need more creative depth than something like Factorio. With needing more creative depth than like in Minecraft, I assume you mean that Minecraft does have that creative depth for you? I don't enjoy automating that much in Minecraft. I'm not one to build massive automated farms. My Minecraft worlds, I do tend to get overpowered. I do quite like that. So how I play Minecraft generally is that I will get spurs first, like just build some chests outside and not have much of a home. And then I spend some time like getting diamond or even netherite armor and tools and, you know, getting some basic automated stuff. Like a mob farm. You know, that kind of stuff. But then I tend to just kind of slowly build things. And I do have like a few automated small farms. Like I have in my current world, I have an automated iron farm, I have an automated bamboo farm, automated sugarcane farm. But they're all kind of small things and I don't really care about optimizing them. I just pluck a design from the internet, or if it's simple enough, just come up with something myself. And that's just because I need the resources, not because I necessarily feel the need to automate it. In Minecraft, I am mostly the guy who just makes sure he's got all the tools, he's got backups of all the tools. Like seriously, in my ender chest, I have a shulker box that just has a backup of every tool I could ever want. I have a fortune you know, fully enchanted fortune pickaxe, fully enchanted silk touch pickaxe, and then a backup, I think 2 even. 2 backups of each even. Same goes for an axe and for the shovel, for all the armor. I have like 6 elytras in several shulker boxes in my ender chest, like one with just emergency stuff which has an elytra, one with extra gear which has 2 elytra, one with backup gear which has 2 elytra. It's just so that I can always fly. Drown guest 2121, alright. I also have an ender chest located at world spawn, because my base is quite a bit away from my world spawn. And, you know, on occasion it happens that I die and oh, we can't drown 2121, you gotta choose someone else. On occasion it happens that I die and I don't have my spawn point in my bed because I've used some other bed and destroyed that. And in that case I just spawn at world spawn as usual. I have an ender chest there. 2122, alright. My base also has 6 beacons around it, 6 fill beacons, so that wherever I am in my base I will always have all the beacon effects that are available in Minecraft. Right, rename. Oh yes. In the second merry-go-round misery go-round. If you don't like oh, that's number 1. Oops. Oh wait, no, that is number 2, because the other one already had a name. Misery go-round. There we go. Never actually played Minecraft, a lot of Terraria. I've also played Terraria, not as much, but maybe like 500 hours. I particularly enjoyed the semi-automated steak farm I made in Minecraft, mostly because of how brutal it is. Oh, nice. I've never had an automated food farm, because I don't find it necessary. Because, you know, breeding up a bunch of cows and then just slaughtering them with a looting sword will give you enough steak to last you basically forever. But now I've switched to golden carrots because I got a villager setup going on. And when you're doing golden carrots, like basically, you know, I just have to trade every once in a long while with my villagers, and that's it. I don't need any kind of automated source of food. Stardew Valley, will you ever replay that? Probably not. You know, it's been fun, but I mean, I say probably not, I might just do it again. I will probably not continue my save file anyway. If I do it, I will probably start anew. On a different farm, of course. Yeah, you know, why not? I love Stardew Valley, but similar issue where I play through it once, it doesn't have the creative depth or options to play indefinitely like Minecraft or RCT. There is definitely a limited amount of stuff that you can do, because it's not a sandbox game. RCT2 is basically a sandbox game. You know, you got your scenarios, of course, but if you go outside of that, it's basically a sandbox game. Minecraft is, of course, extremely sandbox. Whereas that's much less so the case for indeed Stardew Valley. Terraria is sandboxy, but it's of course just a different game. It's more focused on progression. I just enjoy forcing cows to balance on the trapdoor, feeding them, watch the baby cow get collected in the water stream until it's big enough and then burned to death in lava. That sounds like cures for fun. I do love farms that are needlessly cruel just because they can be. It reminds me of myself and how I play this game. Water's so green for St. Patrick's Day. When is St. Patrick's Day? Also, no, that's just what I got in this scenario. March 17. Ah. No, that's not why the water is blue. Green. That's what the Chicago River looks like right now. Yeah, I heard that they paint it every year. I thought it was St. Patrick's Day too. I don't think St. Patrick's Day is celebrated much outside of the USA. I'm willing to bet that probably 80-90% of Dutch people have never even heard of it. And I have also never heard of it in my real life. You know, I've read about it on the internet, Reddit, you know, people talk about it and stuff. But I've never heard of it, someone actually mention it to me in person. I think most Irish people throw a party on St. Patrick's Day in the Netherlands. Well, I never go to the pub, so that makes sense why I've never heard of it in person. Is St. Patrick's Day, is that, you know, comparable to King's Day? What we have here? Basically just an excuse to have a party and celebrate the nation. Although USAians are not celebrating America when it's St. Patrick's Day, but presumably people in Ireland are celebrating Ireland. There's no concept of celebrating anything. Well, maybe in Ireland there is. I don't know. In the Netherlands, yeah, we dress up very orange. I've never dressed up orange for King's Day. I've only dressed up orange when going to speed skating. Sort of like Cinco de Mayo. I prefer Cinco de Ketchup. But you're supposed to also get drunk. I never understood the whole... Like... Maybe I'm just a lame square, but I've never understood the whole let's get drunk bit. Just... Like, I don't mind going to a party for Saint Whatever's Day or King's Day or whatever. But I don't get drunk, and you know. Just not a thing for me. Okay, let's fast forward a bit. Difference in culture. I mean, there's Dutch people that have that too, that are basically like, I need to get drunk, otherwise I can't have fun. Are we getting to 3,000 guests? Oh, we're actually losing a bit park rating. I guess that's because overcrowding. Let's see, inspect park rating. Oh, it's amount of litter actually. Don't mind being a little buzzed, but anything past that is deeply unpleasant. Yeah, you know, and I can understand wanting to get drunk every now and then. I mean, I've gotten drunk before. But I mean, there's a certain people that are just like, I need to drink, otherwise it's not fun. Luckily, I don't really know any of those people in my real life. One example is that I read online about. Maybe it's a bit self-selective, you know, that you read about that online more because it's worth telling. But from what I know, in America, getting shit-faced at a wedding is extremely common. Now, I've been to quite a few weddings recently, mostly for people my age, so, you know, between 22 and 30 roughly, in the past, like, 8 years. I've never seen someone get drunk. Yes, Slime says it's common here as well, so, and we've had this conversation before, it might just be my circles, but like, I've never seen someone get drunk in a park at a wedding. Getting shit-faced is reserved for the bachelor party, not the wedding day. Same story. I've never seen someone get drunk at a bachelor party either. Well, I've been to many. I've been to like 2 or 3. I've never heard of a sober bachelor party. Well, with the bachelor party of one of my friends, Kevin, we first took him out to dinner at the Hoy something whatever in Groningen, where most of us lived, which was very nice. He may have had like a beer, I don't know, and then we did an escape room, which was nearby. And that was it. Then we went home. You know, the whole thing took maybe like 4 or 5 hours. And the bachelor party with my stepbrother, we got, I don't remember everything we did, but part of it was just throwing a bit of darts, playing a bit of pool, which was fun. And yeah, we didn't drink, because, I mean, he just doesn't really drink at all. I don't think I've ever seen him drink any alcohol. And neither do his friends much, or his family. My best man arranged for a couple of friends to meet us at a fancy-ish restaurant, and we got dinner, and that was pretty much it. But none of them are much for drinking. It was a tiny wedding. One of them bought a fire pit for our house, and we just chilled and drank beer around it until like midnight. Yeah, it's just like the whole drinking alcohol culture is just not a thing in my circles, which is so interesting if you compare it to other people's experiences. Like, I have... Did I go to the bachelor... I'm pretty sure I went to the... Yeah, I went to the bachelor party of another friend of mine. Oh yeah, we went to an arcade? That was the first bachelor party I went to. He married quite a while ago. When we were like 23 or something. 22, 23. We went to an arcade first in Utrecht. And then we went out to dinner. And then we went home. I was like home at 9 or 10 or something. Hey Chloe, welcome. So yeah. It's just... Also, another thing that I've never seen at a wedding is a dance floor. You know, whenever I read stories about weddings, you know, like the Reddit stories, Am I the Asshole stories, whatever. They often involve something about the dance floor, or you know, when weird Uncle Jim lets it all loose on the dance floor, those kind of things. I've never seen a dance floor on a wedding. Yeah, and Slime has never been to a wedding without a dance floor. It's such a difference in culture. Maybe it's more of a northern versus southern thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just a social circles thing. I don't know. I mean, Slime and I are both Dutch, for the record. He's from the south, I'm from the north. I mean, the south is Catholic. The north is Protestant. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But like, one of my best friends currently, called Jay, well, not called Jay, but we'll call him Jay. I know for a fact that if he would marry, which he's not going to do soon because he's single, but you know, if he would marry, he would not have a dance floor. He wouldn't dance. He wouldn't drink. Well, he would maybe drink like a few beers, but not get drunk. And I certainly wouldn't either. How are you supposed to the wedding, DJ? Well, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a wedding DJ. We just, well, maybe, but we just kind of played a bit of music. And the reception was just talking to each other, you know. For example, my stepbrother's wedding. We started off with the ceremony, which was very beautiful and such, and you know, took some pictures. Then we had the reception, where of course a lot more people were invited. And then, you know, which took most of the afternoon, because wedding reception or the wedding ceremony was early afternoon. Reception was, you know, from like 2 to 5 or whatever. And then after that, we had dinner with a select group of people. And it was very nice. And during the dinner, you know, there were a few speeches and such. And yeah, during the reception there was no dancing, there was just, you know, chatting with family, chatting with other people, learning to know people from the opposite family, and then probably never seeing them again. And for example, the wedding of a friend of mine, yeah, it was pretty much the same. Started with the wedding ceremony. Yeah, I mean, it was the same. Wedding ceremony like 3 p.m. Then the reception, then dinner at like 6 or 7. Then we went home at like 10. My parents' wedding was very different because we held it in our own home. Which was funny. My parents and my mom and stepdad, but that was in 2015, and that wedding was very funny because no one who was invited knew that it was a wedding. We just invited people for kind of a general, I don't know what they told them actually, but the kind of party, just You know, it was the middle of the summer and just, you know, we're hosting a party and celebrating us together, whatever. They didn't know that they were actually gonna get married. And then, suddenly, they told me to get people inside, and so I went outside, and I was like, hey guys, please get inside, we want to start. And they were like, start with what? Like, well, just get inside. And then they did the ceremony. My grandpa, who used to be a pastor, married them, not officially, but, you know, did the ceremony. And then we just had a party as we usually do, which is just lots of food, just lots of chatting, and, you know, maybe 1 or 2 glasses of wine, but not more than that. And then the next Monday, 2 days later, we just went to the town hall and officially got married there. Well, they got married, of course, but, you know, I was best man for my mom. Because they didn't want to bother with a big official wedding. And fun fact, my grandpa did actually officially marry my actual mom and dad, which was like 1993 or 2 or whatever, something like that. Because he was a pastor, he was allowed to do that. Alright, enough talk. I think we're done with the scenario, so let's fast forward to the end. My brother's wedding was very much the same, by the way. It started off kind of with sort of reception-ish, you know, get-together time where we had lunch. Then was the ceremony, then was the actual reception with just lots of snacks, maybe like 1 or 2 drinks, but I don't think everyone drank. Then dinner, where I speeched, of course. And then it was like 10 p.m. The scenario was quite easy. Well, I wouldn't say easy. It depends on how you look at it, right? Because for me, it was kind of easy. I didn't really have to restart or think much about it, but I did have to consciously put effort into getting the guests and stuff. It's not that I could do whatever I liked, you know, like Factory Capers, 1100 guests in 3 years and no restrictions. It's different. And the fact that guests were so rich, it made it easier. Also, thank you for the gifted subs line. I missed that earlier. To Chloe. Alright, let's beat it. We have nearly 100k in the bank. Yay! Spiteful Spires. Right. That was the scenario. Slightly longer stream than usual because I enjoyed the wedding chatter. By the way, you may think it's boring, those weddings, but I like them the way they are. I don't want drunk people around at a wedding. That sounds less nice. Okay, I'm gonna rate Volna. Who is playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, because why not? Thank you for watching. I'll send you over to Volna. And I'll see you all next time. A good bye.